Alright, so I'm fiddling with this about a half an hour now. Back here with this crankshaft position sensor. If I use this mirror, I don't know if I can zoom in, so I got one hand, but right there I can see the top of it. I've got it soaked down with the PB blaster. It rotates a little bit, but the dealership had it cracked going one way slightly. So as long as I rotate only and just hold straight, I can get a little bit of motion out of it. So I'm encouraged. So I've got a couple of flashlights balanced back there. I've got my endoscope tied to a metal wire. Here's the end of it. It's not plugged in right now. So I'm using this to get back here as well and check on progress with it. Make sure I'm aiming my PB blaster in the right place. So I'm gonna let that blaster sit for a little bit and then twist it a little bit, see if I can get a little movement out of it. One more note, I did remove this last ignition coil here just to give my wrist, my forearm, a little bit more room as I reach past it. And right there I'm touching where the bolt hole is, and I'm touching where the adapter goes in. So you can see about how far down I have to reach just to get my fingertips onto it, past that head there. But that definitely helps. That made it a little bit easier. I think it was a what is that, 5/16 socket to remove those. Remove that ignition coil there, and I just set it to the side there. So I'm pivoting it, I'm twisting it, putting some blaster on it, twisting it. It's not really pulling out much, but I can rotate it, so that's progress. There's the plug for it right there. I'm going to kind of push that to the side. Try to stick my phone down there, try to get some clear pictures of it. The endoscope takes pictures, but they're not very clear. You can see that ground wire. It's underneath that ground wire. Just see the plug-in right there, right by the bell housing. It's all wet with PB blaster. That's it way down there. So I'm getting a little bit of movement with it. I'm able to grab it, twist back and forth. Now about 15-degree arc of motion, and that may just be torsioning inside of there. It may not actually be rotating the bottom seal. I don't know yet. So anyway, I want to make a lasso. I can't get much pull pressure, so I'm going to lasso around it with this mini cable. So with the left hand, I can pull while the right hand twists back and forth. We'll see if that helps me. Camera rotation. I get to start doing that. Give you a good view of this thing. Alright. See if I can bring the camera up in line with my flashlight. And maybe show you this thing. There it is. Disco. So it's about halfway out. There's my cable attached to it. It's got slack in it now. I've just been slowly tractioning it out. It's halfway out and it's still tight as heck. We're getting close. Well, here it is. There's my lasso around it. I got halfway out, I dropped it down further and retensioned it as best I could around the base. Here's where it was cracked at the dealership. And once they fiddled with it and cracked it, it was running rougher from that point forward. And then finally today, when I tried to put it on the ramps, it died. So that's what and I may have made the crack bigger as I was tweaking it back and forth. So it may have not been that dramatic. But that's it. Looks like there was a crack in the housing there. There's the top seal. And then here's the bottom seal. This was the magic combination. This was from Hanging Paintings, one of those kits. Real thin cable, flexible cable, crowbar, and a block of wood. It was thinner on the one side, luckily, and a little thicker on the other side, so I could leverage this side, and then I'd flip it over and leverage this side and get that little bit more. And then I'd have to re-twist the cable around the end of this, and then reset my block. Well, I'd crank off the head cover there, and then I'd put the block, and then this side, and it worked. Now I'm going to install that one. Here's the difference. The old one had 2 seals. That's where it seizes up. The new one just has the 1 seal up at the top. I'm not sure how it's going to sit in there. We'll see. Alright, I got the new one in. Now I've got to install this 10mm bolt. Then I got to put the plug back on top. Reinstall my ignition coil in the back there, and see if it works.